Now we start with laser. Question comes in our mind, what is laser? Laser is one of the outstanding invention of 20th century. Laser is a photonic device which is actually responsible for of the interest in the optical technology and for the birth of the new field, namely photonics. The word laser is the acronym for light amplification through stimulated emission of radiation. However, laser is not a simple amplifier of light but is actually a generator of light. In fact, the device should have been called as a loser, LOSER, signifies as light oscillations through stimulated emission of radiation. This name was avoided because of its bad connotation and the name laser has been preferred. Though it is the source of light, laser differs vastly from the traditional light source. It is not used for the illumination purposes as we use other light sources. Laser is more akin to radio and microwave transmitters and produces a highly directional coherent monochromatic light beam. Einstein gave the theoretical basis for the development of the laser in 1916 when he predicted the possibility of stimulated emission. In 1954, C.H. Townes and his co-workers put Einstein's prediction for the practical realization. They developed microwave amplifier based on the stimulated emission of radiation. It was called a maser. Shortly thereafter, 1958, Shokolo and the C.S. Townes extended the principle of masses to the light and built the first laser device in 1960. This is the historical part. Now we start with important things. Attenuation of light in an optical medium. This is a medium which is absorbing medium, and it is the attenuation of light wave in the absorbing medium. This is input wave and which travels in this medium, and output comes out to be this one. When the light travels through a medium, gradual reduces or reduction in the intensity occurs mainly because of process of the absorption and the scattering of light in the medium. First, light absorption occurs because of part of the incident light is transformed into the energy of motion of the atom in the medium. Second, light is scattered when it encounters the obstacles of the size smaller than the wavelength. The reduction of intensity with distance in a medium is called the attenuation of light. The following relation, which governs the attenuation of light in the transparent medium, that is equal to I is equal to I0 e to the power minus alpha x, where x is the distance in the medium, I0 is the value of intensity at x equal to 0, alpha is the coefficient of attenuation or absorption coefficient of the material at the frequency nu. Now this figure shows the variation of intensity I with frequency nu at a fixed distance x in the medium, while in second case it shows the variation of attenuation coefficient alpha with frequency nu. In general, alpha is a positive quantity, and we can say that a material has a positive coefficient of absorption. Now next is the thermal equilibrium. A material medium is composed of identical atoms which are characterized by a specific system of the energy levels. These energy levels are common to all atoms in the medium. We can therefore say that a certain number of atoms occupy a certain energy level. The number of atoms per unit volume that occupies a given energy level is called the population. Now, what is population? The number of atoms per unit volume that occupies a general or a given energy level is called the population of the energy level. We make a simple assumption here that a particular medium has atoms which are characterized by only two energy levels as shown in figure. Let them be E1 the ground level and E2 is the excited level. This is the in figure. It shows that E1 is the ground level energy and E2 is the excited level energy. Atoms are distributed differently in these two energy levels as the population at the level E1 and E2 be N1 and N2 respectively. Now this figure shows that the N1 is the number of atoms in energy level E1 and N2 is the number of atoms in energy level 2. At the equilibrium, the population at the energy levels can be found with the help of Boltzmann's law. That is Boltzmann's law is N1 is equal to e to the power minus E1 upon kT. Similarly, N2 is equal to e to the power minus e to the power minus E2 upon kT. The relative population N2 upon N1 is given by N2 upon N1 is equal to again e to the power minus E2 minus E1 upon kT. This equation shows that the relative population N2 upon N1 is dependent of two factors. First, the temperature T and the energy difference E2 minus E1. We conclude that the fraction of excited atoms would be larger if the temperature is very high or if the energy levels are very close. Now, effect of temperature. Let us now make an estimate of the population in the energy level N2. Let us take the example of hydrogen gas and assume to be a monatomic gas. In the case of hydrogen atom, E1 is equal to minus 13.6 electron volt and E2 is equal to 3.39 electron volt. That is E2 minus E1 is equal to comes out to be 10.21 electron volts. At room temperature T is equal to 380 Kelvin, kT is equal to 0.025 electron volt and N2 upon N1 is equal to e to the power minus 10.21 electron volt upon 0.025 electron volt, which comes out to be e to the power minus 408.4 and nearly equal to 0 or N2 is equal to 0. It means that at room temperature all the atoms are in the ground state. Now suppose the temperature is raised by 600 Kelvin. What happened? N2 upon N1 that gives e to the power minus 10.21 upon 0.516 electron volt. It comes out to be e to the power minus 90.79 which is nearly 4 upon 10 to the power 10. It means that roughly 4 atoms out of 10 to the power 10 atoms are excited to higher energy level at 6000 degree Kelvin. This is very small. Thus, we can find that even at high temperature, the fraction of excited atoms is very small. The number of atoms in the lower energy level is always larger than that in the higher energy level. Under normal condition, higher the energy of the energy level, lesser is its population. Hence, N1 is very or is greater than N2. Such distribution of atoms among the energy level in terms of normal distribution. Now, if we assume that the limiting case, that is T tends to infinity, then N2 upon N1 is equal to e to the power 0 and which is comes out to be 1. Then N2 is equal to N1. On the other hand, if the energy difference E2 minus E1 tends to 0 then also n2 upon n1 is equal to e to the power 0 is equal to 1. Again, n2 is equal to n1. Both these limiting cases indicate that as long as a medium is in thermal equilibrium, the population of higher energy level cannot exceed the population of the lower energy level. This is very important. Now next article will start from tomorrow.